Padam, 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 padam. Hey guys, I believe I'm live. Hey folks, it's Asif and camera. Welcome to Go Go Go. Welcome to my Beaches of Vancouver live stream. Where am I? Second beach in Vancouver. And Diva, it's been an interesting second modding for Jerome on his vertical stream, because that thing can get rowdy. Hey Robel, welcome. Yeah, we're in Second Beach, and honestly one of the best things about Vancouver is Vancouver's beaches. So let's go and discover, well, not discover, a lot of you probably know. For those who haven't, let's go and discover and explore some of Vancouver's favorite beaches. Starting off at Second Beach. Wanna do Third Beach, but let's see if the internet connection gets sketchy or not. The internet connection does get sketchy around Third Beach. So welcome. Let's go and explore and see what's the vibe is. It's a lovely day. I think it's around 16-17 degrees right now. So I'm really enjoying the vibe, Diva. So welcome. And yeah, wanted to do something very different. Hey Brent, welcome to the stream. Just doing a Beaches of Vancouver live stream today. So wanted to try something different, a little bit more laid back, definitely more conversational for sure, but I also wanted to give you guys a taste of the kind of spots I personally love and frequent a lot. Look at the pool, nice and ready for a new summer season. Thank you, Diva. Welcome. It's such a lovely day, just enjoying the vibe. We'll return just crossing Second Beach, heading towards Third Beach. So wanted to give you guys a taste of some of the spots I love to frequent a lot. This is my second low-key seawall stream in I guess 2 weeks. But again, the weather cleared up, so I definitely wanted to come down back to the seawall, something that I guess I never really attempt at doing live streams at, just because the weather can be a hindrance. But yeah, with the nice weather, I was like, perfect opportunity to bring you guys with us. Well, with me. Jerome's not here with me right now. Diva, it is a beautiful day. Hey Nick, welcome to the stream. The Beaches of Vancouver. Hey Big G, welcome. Good to see you. Welcome to a Beaches of Vancouver live stream. Started off at Second Beach. We'll return to Second Beach in a hot minute, but wanted to take you guys up to Third Beach. Check out the vibe down there. Check out a little bit of the seawall vibes, and then return, of course. Wanna hit on some of my favorite beaches, and of course the most popular ones in Vancouver, including Sunset, English Bay, Kids Beach. Fingers crossed I can make it all the way to Jericho Beach. That'll be fun. It is a really nice day, and I wanted to do the kind of stream where it's not super stressful in any way, shape or form, unless the internet goes haywire, which can happen at the seawall. Wild expanses of nature. It's just that kind of vibe. So guys, if you're just joining in, hey, I'm Asif, welcome to Go Go Go. Today is going to be a Beaches of Vancouver live stream. I just wanted to show you guys some of my favorite, of course, for Vancouver's most popular beaches. Places that I like to chill out. Now, it might not be your cup of tea, but it's definitely worth exploring. And if you haven't been down here, I really recommend you guys check out the vibe. It's very calm, very relaxing. Lots of joggers around, but again, it still can be really nice and quiet, especially on a work day like today, because like weekends can be a little busy, especially with people and families. So yeah, I think yesterday thousands of runners were yeah, that's why we stayed Away from downtown yesterday, away from all of this chaos, diva. Beautiful sun. The tide, I don't know if it is low tide, but I don't know if it's it's a tide that's retreating or is the tide coming in. Yeah, that's awesome, Big G. Honestly, a great place to walk. Definitely the vibe. I wanted to start it off at Third Beach, but oh yeah, honestly, by the time I'm done with this, a few thousand steps for sure. Start off at Second Beach, going all the way to Third, and of course returning back to Second. Show you guys a little bit of English Bay Beach, Sunset Beach, and end my journey of course at Kits and Jericho. But again, it depends on the vibe, diva. We are internet dependent, so everything depends on good old internet connection. What's the quality for sure? I hope so far the connection is going strong. I've never had issues around Second Beach. I believe it's around Third Beach, Siwash Rock, where the internet connection can get a little choppy, a little sketchy. What a lovely day. Yesterday I ended my stream at Richmond, which was super nice. The food scene of course is incredible, and that was the plan. We'll do a savory Sunday stream over in Richmond and discover parts of Richmond that we never streamed before, and successfully did that. We did a stream at Alexandria Road over in Richmond. Checked out Little Pisces, their second outlet. I think it was also the second day of their opening. They opened on 3rd of May. Yesterday was 4th. May the 4th was with us.
But like,
it's so relaxing. I love the vibe. It's very calm. Ooh, that's a cruise ship in the back. Is she arriving or is she departing? It is peak cruise ship season in Vancouver. Of course, if you checked out my last live stream, multi-city stream, we saw Ruby Princess, part of Princess Cruises, docked at Canada Place. Massive ship. There's some kayakers and sailboats in the water as well. Can't blame anybody to be out and about in this weather. It's lovely. Folks, at any point if you have any audio or internet disruption, please give a holler. There's much we can do, but yeah, trying to provide a cohesive and chill live stream for sure. Getting closer to Third, and now we can see West Van in the background. That's beautiful.
No, I love the ocean. Like same thing, like I'd never go to suburbs, but I would totally open the
What a beautiful day.
The only factor
What a cool vibe.
Gotta go back one day.
You find two very unique sets of people out here, tourists and the healthiest cats in town. Either folks on bikes or walking and exploring the area, or those who are super into health. Of the rocks. There's the access point to the tea house. You know what? Let's go up there. Hey Nick, nothing wrong with hipsters. Stop hipster shaming, Diva. Hipsters are people too. This is a hipster friendly space. Let's just say that. We don't shame hipsters. The tea house. Let's go up so that I can give you guys a really nice POV, and then we can walk down to Third Beach from there. That way we don't have to repeat the exact same path twice. This particular spot is absolutely stunning earlier in the day. You get some pristine shots of North Shore Mountains, North and West Van. Honestly, one of the reasons I don't, or neither of us really attempt too many visits down here, it's solely because internet connection down here can be really sketchy.
You editing it?
Babe, nothing. I don't even have editing.
Here we go. We get this beautiful shot. You can drive up to the tea house. So it's a beautiful day. Hey Tiago, welcome, welcome. That's of course Third Beach. Finally got a nice view. Oh, and you can also see Siwash Rock all the way from here. Oh, Diva. See, when you zoom around, camera can get a little sketchy. But here you go. Let's walk down this path. We'll get closer to Third Beach. It's a beautiful, beautiful spot in Stanley Park. Highly recommend for you folks to check it out. Yesterday we had such an urban experience. Today I wanted to give you guys a very quiet, chill, natural experience. Fingers crossed the internet connection doesn't get choppy. Another awesome part of Second and Third Beaches, you have nice clean washrooms, and rest areas. Each of them have at least one restaurant. So if you want like an impromptu picnic, that can be easily arranged. And of course, you're surrounded by so much lovely nature. The real locals, geese. I think the restaurant's probably already closed. The washrooms are still open, so if anybody needs them. It's a really chill spot to have some food or coffee and have a nice view of the ocean and the beach. Welcome to Third Beach, folks. What a chill day. Nestled in nature. Yeah, Brent, agreed. Lovely, lovely scene for sure. If you continue on this path, you can go on top of the little lookout right above Siwash Rock, and there are a few separate trails that sort of diverge into the mid of Stanley Park, where of course this is a beach live stream, so we're going down to the beach. Third Beach. Aw, Jerome Forestwood on the chat, folks. Awesome, awesome. Somebody is bringing some delicious chicken banh mi from Bale. That's really appreciated, Jerome. So this is Third Beach. Third Beach. Head back up. Lots of seashells, and of course seaweed and stuff, so you gotta be careful. You don't want to slip or cut your feet. If you're bare feet, be very careful. Agreed, Jerome. And the best part of Third Beach is because it's a little further in, it's relatively quieter compared to Second Beach. And of course, have a massive summer solstice festival down here. Let's go back up. Put my power cord in just to make sure we don't run out of charge. Let me take you guys up to Siwash Rock, and that's where we will turn around. It's a very popular spot where people would just bring out their cycles and just chill out. We're of course across the water from Ambleside Beach. Thank you for the information, Jerome. Super appreciated. Yeah, that's also the longest day of the year, or longest of the solar year. Giant party. To be fair, a lot of street candy flows through the beach at that point, so you have to come here bearing that in mind. A giant cruise ship in the back. What a beautiful day. Heading up to Siwash Rock. Sometimes during king tides and certain park renovations and work, this gate around Third Beach can be closed all the way up to Prospect Point, so keep that in mind. Usually everything we've walked so far stays open regardless, although the beach hours are officially from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. In the midst of summer, they do crack down, make sure park authority and law enforcement usually kick everyone out by 10 p.m. So you have to keep that in mind. So last time I did a stream, this stretch of the seawall was under construction, and I feel like they've really paved this spot over, especially on that spot as well. It's nice usually after a long rainy season and some crazy king tides. Parts of the seawall can have massive water erosion and damage, at times falling rocks, so they have to do some regular maintenance. There's someone in their little kayak chilling out. That's also nice. And we're almost up to Siwash Rock. This will be the westernmost point. We are walking on this part of our stream. We'll turn around from that point, return to second beach and walk back to English Bay Sunset, and eventually make our way to Kitts Beach, Jericho. And here's Siwash Rock. Is Siwash Rock part of the mainland or is it an island right now? That usually gives me an idea of the tide. Siwash Rock turns into an island with high tides and then re-emerges in low tides. There are indigenous lores about Siwash Rock. A view of seawall, and I would recommend, if you want to study more, you can Google and look up the history of Siwash Rock. It's a fascinating tale of selflessness and the reward. Thank you for joining, Nick. Hope to see you next time. Okay. Oh look, the cruise ship is moving. I think it's turning around. Okay. Such a beautiful day. It is definitely low tide. It indeed is quite interesting. I love this combination of giant rocks, the ocean, mountains, trees and forests, all of it in the same site. Falls Creek Ferry is running until 9 p.m. Thank you, Jerome. That's a helpful little note. Of course, you can take a ferry across the water from Aquatic Center over to Granville Island and close to Kitts Beach. I forgot the point at Kitts Beach where Falls Creek Ferry ends. But yeah. Walking back to Third Beach. Okay, thank you for reminding me. That's Ellis Point at Vanier Park. back at Third Beach. Beautiful day. After what can only be described as a very urban experience yesterday, I'm glad I could switch this thing up. It is so calming. If you are looking for a very carefree and not super busy spot for a lovely sunset, this is it. And you can also drive down to Third Beach. Jerome wants to see what am I wearing today. Let's turn the camera around. Diva, this is the vibe. I'm wearing white pants, white shoes, and a very red shirt. That's the vibe. I don't know, Jerome. That's the vibe I was going for. I was like, looked at my closet and wanted to get something that really brought me into that summer vibe. Cotton pants, nice and breezy. And of course, more even Steven blend shirt, just to make sure that if it gets a little chilly, I won't really feel. Oh, thank you, Jerome. Husbands gagging, always appreciate. Hey John, welcome to the stream. Another last look, final look at third beach as we walk away and head towards second beach. Diva, this is not lumberjack. This is a very incredibly loud homosexual representation. That's all I'm gonna say. This doesn't really feel, look, or really give lumberjack realness. Maybe I'm just wearing flannel just to show solidarity to the lezzies. Love lezzies. We saw a show over the weekend, old Netflix show called what was it called? La Palma, a Norwegian apocalyptic show where the power of lesbianism saved lives, and we were just instantly enamored. Like La Palma, highly recommend. Interesting show. Again, power of lesbianism saves lives. And look, there's a blue herring chilling out. So many beautiful birds. Oh yeah, this cruise ship is turning. It's heading away from us. It did a giant U-turn. Low tide.
One more for the culture, man. That was a small ass thing. What's up? Yeah, right? That doesn't even count.
Beautiful, beautiful day.
We really are following the Caribbean. Oh.
You can almost play Jake's golden hour in my back. That kind of lighting.
Yeah, don't you want to oversee everything that this is your?
So this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes with waves, part of the seawall can just crash and fall off. So they need to do regular repairs. And first shot at Burrard Bridge.
I like to rent. Like, it's still pretty fun.
The pool is ready. I don't think it has officially opened yet for the season. To check that at the City Parks website or Park Board website. But I believe both the kids pool and second beach pool are ready for this year's summer season. Somebody literally took a bike down there. Okay, work. good weather has brought out all the active people. That's awesome. Of course, all the tourist season has already started. The main bulk of it is yet to commence. You'll notice the difference on seawall. Thank you, Jerome, for letting us know. So, second beach pool is opening in mid-May. Getting back at the main drag of the seawall. Another Pacific blue heading. It's a giant bird. We saw one at Dr. Sun Yat-sen Classical Garden last year. It's huge face to face. And here's the pool, all decked and ready for summer season. They've cleaned off all the geese poo that littered this entire space throughout winter. They're usually the boss of this pool in winter time. Back at second beach. Second beach pool. Still the geese and crows are the ones enjoying it.
No, but I can't say it.
It appears second beach is actually emptier than third beach. Of course, it's a Monday. That'll pull in a few more people over the weekends. Another popular spot for sunset watchers in the city. Of course, third beach and English Bay, I believe, has a better view compared to second beach. Not necessarily my favorite spot for a sunset. The absolute most stunning sunset, of course, is at Wreck Beach, which is a little off the beaten path over by UBC. It is one of British Columbia's clothing optionals beach, so you can't really film down there. Be mindful of that if you ever venture down to Wreck Beach. But yeah, Wreck Beach has a stunning sunset as well. The only issue is walking back up the 500 or so steps you need to climb down. second beach for you guys. Now let's head towards English Bay and English Bay Beach. Well, this is all English Bay Beach.
So you do, and then you go back. And then she ended up being assaulted multiple times.
Getting a little busier as we make our way towards English Bay Beach.
It's fake. And also, I don't know that I would admit that to some people.
Someone's playing the flute. That's nice. Or practicing. Almost down to English Bay. I think we're about to end the Stanley Park stretch of seawall and enter West End officially. This is also a little cute little tucked away beach down here, right next to English Bay, for those who don't really want to get the crowded English Bay experience. But of course you have to be mindful of high and low tides. And that's the end of Stanley Park. We're now in English Bay Park. English Bay Beach Park. West End neighborhood. Oh wow, it's nice and active down here. Of course, nowhere near as busy as you would see over the weekends or even a Friday night.
No, we have this option. So I'm a federal employee.
Who else was there?
Another little quiet stretch of the beach. Yeah, this part of the seawall is kind of busy. It's nice. You'd expect that from a sunny day like today. Clearly not the cruise ship crowds you would notice.
So yeah, it's when I'm flying with Blair and stuff, it's not like, if I'm doing it alone, he can like message who he thinks is working, and they can like, I don't know, like we do walking or something. Nothing's
Yeah, agreed, Jerome. This place would get really packed over the weekends. When was the last time we streamed by the beach? Must have been somewhere down last weekend. It's actually pretty chill and cool right now, mostly locals. We hit the 1 hour mark. So guys, English Bay Beach.
He will be doing more.
Oh yeah. Oh, Tiago. Yeah, people have their little conversation. That's what they do. Just walking by the beach, having a calm, quiet little walk, having a nice heart-to-heart. Yeah, this stretch of the beach is busy. This is the intersection of Denman and Davie.
I've never walked.
Oh, what are these? I think something they're building out here. Hello, hello. Kurt Affair on the stream. Welcome, welcome. There's a lineup at the Cactus Club Cafe. Oh hell, Caffeine Daddy. It was a lesson I had to do in the school when I came back. It's kind of just a practice. That's nice. Oh yeah, lovely patio. And these are showers and wash facilities. Absolutely, Kurt, tomorrow morning. We've already crossed the caffeine at threshold for the day. Yeah, but really cute vibe, that's for sure. I don't know what's going on down here. This spot seems to be cordoned off by black tarp. Who knows, they're probably expecting some aliens down here.
Ну прям такой бизнесмен, что страшно.
By the Inukshuk. I love the Inukshuk. It gives you a nice view of West End, Stanley Park, a peek at North Shore Mountains as well. Diva, there are better volleyball courts by Kids Beach. Stay on the stream. We're heading down that way. Let's do a loop around the Inukshuk. I think there are infrastructures placed for the marathon. There's a BMO marathon over the last weekend. There's still like some cones and stuff placed around the seawall and walking path. This is the Inukshuk for the 2010 Olympics, given by the Northeast Territory, I believe. A games which was mostly played at Whistler, but Vancouver got the credit for it. Typical Vancouver. Nick Plenty. You just have to be at the right place at the right time, Diva.
May I hide your content?
And yeah, I used to play kickboxing.
I thought you were always running towards the coffee shop first thing in the morning. That's how I imagine you start your day. You wake up, you scream, and I'm like, I need some coffee. And then Kurt runs towards the coffee shop. go interview some thirst trap for Nick. You know what, Diva? I'm pretty sure Nick can manage some himself, and that probably gives Nick the encouragement he needs to finally meet somebody. Everybody needs somebody, and Diva, you need to take a initiative. Across the water from Kitsilano. But thanks for looking out for Nick. I'm pretty sure Nick appreciates. But Diva, do what my husband had to do. Go out, put yourself out in the market, and see if somebody is genuine enough to latch on. Just imagine stopping random people. Hey, there's this person on my YouTube chat. He wants to see shirtless people. Are you okay? And then we're like, given it's Vancouver, they'll just probably mention their OnlyFans and just move on. That actually might be a very Vancouver thing to do. Not even lying. It's just, yeah, if somebody is here and they'll just drop their OnlyFans info and move on. I think at Jerome's live stream somewhere in Yale Town, I think last month, 2 people literally plugged their OnlyFans while they were Jerome was on a stream. I was like, you know what, Diva, slay, work, bitch. It's Vancouver. I think other than Toronto, this is literally the OF capital of Canada. There's like literally people who have that up on their Instagram. I'm like, you know what, Queen, work. I mean, that was what we saw and our friends saw. I don't know what's the experience of anybody else who's living in Metro Vancouver. Montreal is the adult movie industry, so I wouldn't mind. You, by the way, you seem to know a lot about OnlyFans and stuff like that, Kurt. Suspicious indeed, Diva. Well, I don't have an OnlyFans, I have this channel, so if anybody likes this video, you can like, share, subscribe. You can also support by shooting a super chat, super thanks. Well, if you're watching a recording of it, you can put a super thanks, and of course you can put a super sticker. Again, 0 OnlyFans, 2 YouTube channels. Okay, that was a good opportunity I used to plug myself. I mean, I've never been to Montreal, partly because the reviews from people were interesting and mixed. But you know what? I might, just because I always give everything at least one good shot. So probably visit Montreal. But that is also very specific to the gay community. Are you just hiding around gays, Diva? And just comment, here's the heterosexual in the chat. The enigma, that is cult affairs. Sometimes by the conversation you have people, especially regarding food and culture and stuff, I genuinely feel Kurt is just a Indian twink hiding away in the shell of a heterosexual guy in the chats. Because these are like industry information. Industry as in the homosexual world information. Kurt knows a lot. Interesting. Either he is gay, or he is around gays, or he's has catfished a few gay men before. Otherwise, these are like industry information that is not privy to everyone. Yeah, I'll visit Montreal at some point. I want to see what they have done over the decades with all of our Western Canadian transfer payments. I mean, even last year BC sent over $1 billion and most of it went to Quebec. So would love to see what they're doing with our taxpayer dollars over in Quebec. I mean, can you even imagine what their life would be without Alberta and BC? And down to the fourth beach of our stream, Sunset Beach. You get a nice view of the sunset. I mean, did I lie? Did I lie, Diva? I mean, you can correct me. Anywho.
Oh, really?
Speaking of complete wrecks, here's a wrecked boat. Beached boat. You see a few of them every year. And thus, of course, Burrard Bridge, and I think you can see a little bit of Granville Bridge in the back as well. But folks, this is Sunset Beach, fourth beach on our Beach Please live stream. By the way, folks, if you're enjoying the stream, let us know what beach do you enjoy, or have you been to any of these? Especially those who have probably visited Vancouver or Metro Vancouver at some point. Look, there's the second one. I think we saw both of these boats on Jerome's live stream last time. So these are actually, so this tiny little stretch of land is part of a First Nations land. So let me give you a little perspective. All of this, the entirety of Kitsilano used to be a First Nation village, which of course colonizers took over. They took the crown to court. I think they were able to reclaim this bit of it, and they won. So they had the right to develop their own lands, and these 3 towers are part of indigenous development projects, and they're developing it fast. It's really, really cool, employing mostly, if not entirely, First Nation people. And yeah, if you guys have ever noticed Lalem village in UBC, similar vibes, indigenous owned and operated. So it's pretty cool to see indigenous people bring a building in their own land. I know a lot of NIMBYs have reservations against that, but who cares about NIMBYs? Because NIMBYs would do land acknowledgement and not let indigenous people develop in their own land. But Diva, that's a conversation for another day. There's another beached boat. Oh yeah, and the skate park and basketball court is pretty busy. Thank you, Jerome, for adding a little bit of more context. This is so cool. There's a skate park down here. down by the beach. And here's the Falls Creek ferry dock. A great drawable. Another bit of land is of course the Jericho lands, which indigenous people, the First Nations of this region were able to reclaim, and they want to build. And of course a lot of colonial racial hate they're facing, especially from the incredibly ultra rich people of West Point Grey and Kitsilano, who do not want indigenous people to build on their lands. And anybody who is against Jericho lands, by far you can just point out to that person and be like, okay, colonizer. Because again, Jericho lands belongs to indigenous people and they can do whatever they want. It's their land. And if somebody has an objection to Jericho lands, that's a colonizer right there. And by Aquatic Center. Let's take it to Maritime Museum. That way we can take the ferry to Kitsilano. There's a boat down here, but we've already missed it, Eva, because it's a winding path. Thank you, Drawable, for sharing that information. It's high time we kick out the NIMBism from our parts of society and let indigenous people and First Nations have the right and say to their land and whatever they want to do with it. Look, there's another blue herring down here. Ooh. Diva, we're very close. It's a Pacific blue herring. I'm gonna let her mind her own business and move on. And that's of course Burrard Bridge. I can do either one, Stamp Landing or Granville Island. Either way it's fine. I can walk over. And here's the map. So Granville Island. This is more of an optional situation. I don't know if it's actually running or not, but one thing for sure, there is definitely one heading towards thank you, Jerome. Yeah, it might be a hot minute, but I can definitely take one to Granville Island, which I believe is a little bit more frequent. Again, there's a new schedule, spring schedule starting April 1st. Maritime Museum. I don't know if Maritime Museum is running as frequently or not. Yeah, I agreed. She's just chilling out and enjoying the vibe. Look at this POV though. Hey Richard, welcome to the stream, Diva. Yeah, I can take one to Granville Island. I have no issue with that. Let's wait for the next ferry to show up, Diva. Let's keep the camera down here so you guys can get a very chill POV. Oh, I see one arriving right now. Sleigh. That is so cool. See, I see another one arriving from Granville Island. It doesn't take too long for this little ride. Yeah, the kids' boat is not scheduled till tomorrow. Thank you for letting us know, Jerome. Appreciate. We're gonna take this Diva hopefully over to Granville Island and then I can continue. So we've already done a third beach, second beach, English Bay and Sunset Beach on our Beaches of Vancouver live stream. Diva, if we are trying to take this one over to Granville Island, hopefully. Is this going to the Granville Island? Thank you. Sorry.
Already back. Yes, I'm here. I just said I collected her fares already.
Okay, and she's just staying on the boat until I go to the village, right?
Yeah, and she'll get off at the village, but you'll have to tie up and assist her off.
Roger that, thank you.
So thank you.
No problem.
Can I grab your tickets in the front there?
Can I pay for it now?
Yeah, card or cash?
Card? Sure, I can tap.
Sorry?
I can tap.
Card? One way or two ways?
One way, please. Thank you.
$4.
Oh, camera. I just noticed.
Yeah, same as last year, just close the gate at the maritime, all I have to do. Yeah, it's super easy.
Sorry.
Did it go through?
Sorry, Lewis. Yes, it is.
That's all good.
Yeah, Drawbo. They are super convenient and awesome way to cross Falls Creek. And here you go, there's a downtown and Yaletown in the back. Agreed, Richard. If you're in town, I always recommend Falls Creek ferries and aqua buses. Awesome way to crisscross Falls Creek. And also you get some stunning views. And if you're one of those lucky cats, you can see an orca. That doesn't happen a lot, but once in a blue moon.
two ladies at Yaletown going to see you either.
Thank you. Let me show you the boat once again. Look at cute little boat. Highly recommend one of these on your ride next time you're down here. Let's go. Thank you. And just like that, we're over at Granville Island. Now let's make our way back to the seawall. This is a beach stream, so we are not spending any time in Granville Island, Diva. There's the back view of the towers we were admiring earlier. This is a yacht and boat repair spot. I had no idea this thing really existed. So if you're a person with a boat or a yacht, this is like the bike repair shop but for like boats and yachts. So interesting. After hours at Granville Island on a work day, this entire space looks deserted. Come here on a weekend or daytime, you'll see this entire spot bustling with life. It is definitely a ghost town right now. There is a popular lobster roll shack, also closed at the moment. Oh, I never noticed these seashell night lamps. They're cute. I love Kitty Gandalf and Rasta Lion. I wish there was a boat directly to Kitts Beach, then it would have been an uninterrupted beach on beach on beach action. You wouldn't have to deal with like this. Nothing wrong with it. It looks bougie. The Vancouver Fish Company. There's a lot of people way too dressed up in Vancouver standards. So I'm just like, wow, chic. And here's the marina. And we're back on the seawall across Falls Creek. That's Burrard Bridge. Sorry, Granville Bridge, not Burrard Bridge. Granville Island, Granville Bridge. So, got on just under Burrard Bridge, and then it came all the way down here. Starling, Diva, if you don't want to do something, you don't have to. No one's gonna force you. And just remember, just like all of these marathons, Grouse Grind is more of a selfie taking social media thing. Regulars don't really care about stuff like that. It's like the same wannabe kind of person who thinks wearing Herschel's, Lululemon or Arc'teryx is the way of life. Is the public fisherman's wharf, the public fish sales spot down here. I love these condos, that they're little water facing views, and of course the tiny little ponds. Oh, Starling, power to you, King. We've walked around Lynn Valley, Pipeline Trail over in North Van and Diva. That's more than enough for us. But to each their own. People with that's adorable. It's a tiny, cute, adorable couple with their little puppy, all on an electric scooter, and the puppy is inside a little helmet on the scooter. That was just adorable. Life-changing indeed. That would definitely change my life because I'll be cursing a lot. I personally believe, and again these are my personal views, nothing else, is that it takes a lot of social media attention seekiness to actually achieve any of these things. But like, it's not really a health thing. If you really want to do more of a health kind of thing, I would recommend heading out to Lynn Valley. The trails are really nice, interesting, and not as jarring as grouse grind. But it is one of those most popular things you can do in Metro Vancouver. There's a puppy. Aww. Oh, and geese, of course. My friends had tried to trick me into grouse grind a few times, and I had to shame them my way out, partly because I know I cannot successfully do one of them, so I have to make fun of those who do it so that they don't force me to do it. There, I came clean. Nothing wrong with grouse grind, it's just I'm too much of a lightweight to actually accomplish any of that. So Diva, I'm just joking around. If you can do it, slay. Power to you, kings and queens. Not for me, clearly not for me. Hey buddy, just passing by. A cute water feature up here by the Fisherman's Wharf. Oh, Nick. Nick says he hiked the Chief in Squamish. How was that, Nick? Yeah, those are our reserve forces. In case of war, we will arm them and nobody can come near the Canadian geese. They are ruthless, brutal, if I'm being honest. And how long ago was that, Nick? Again, if you're 18-year-olds, you probably have the energy to do something like that. I'm an old cow right now. I do not believe it's in me anymore to do something like the grouse grind. And who knows? Life changes. I've changed so much. I never would have thought that I could do like go up and down Lynn Valley 37 years ago. Wow, Diva, that's interesting. You know what? Power to you. I cannot even comprehend that right now. Even at this age, I cannot comprehend doing any of that. But anybody who successfully does something like a grouse grind or something, slay. I feel like I'm way too old for that. What was that movie where one of the main characters would say, I'm too old for this S? Lethal Weapon. Thank you, Richard. Lethal Weapon. And I think it was either Morgan Freeman or Samuel Jackson or somebody who repeatedly said the line, I'm too old for this. Danny Glover. Oh, Danny Glover. Okay. Yeah, see, I'm terrible with my memory. But thank you for letting us know. See, this is part of the construction area for those tall towers. Yeah. I feel like I need to repeat that over and over again. Jerome, so low-key agree, because Jerome also says the same thing at times when I say, let's do this, let's do like, we're too old for this. Like if somebody says 10 p.m. let's go to a club, my line is I'm too old for this. Shh. Oh, the things we have done when we were young, including dumb things like nightlife or going on random hikes without any preparation. Beware, coyotes denning in this area. Okay. Cultural Harmony Grove. Back under Burrard Bridge. Here's the part of marina where you can lower your boats. But if I'm being honest, age is definitely a state of mind. Anybody can do anything at any point in life. I've done more things in life in my 30s that somebody would have done in their teenage, what I couldn't even think about in my 20s, and then ended up doing it in my 30s. And then I was able to accomplish things in my 20s that people in their 30s and 40s wouldn't even dream about. So it definitely is something that I low-key agree. Age is a state of mind. But do you really want something or not? Or do you desire something or not? That is definitely a valid question. I don't really care much about doing stuff like that anymore. It's just because I'm more, I think I'm happier doing stuff like going on fried chicken walks, going to a museum or an art gallery, just exploring cities, using public transit and stuff like that. White parties, diva again. The only white party I would go is where I'm wearing something white and everybody is sober. None of that crazy white party our friends go to. No. That is not for our sober divas. Again, I don't really judge people who do whatever they want to do. Hey Alan, welcome from Mission, BC. Nick is sneaking into the conversation around white parties. Diva, to each their own. If you want to do a white party, it's your prerogative, Diva. You do what you gotta do. You do what you gotta do. Hockey playoffs and I'm on the stream. Thank you for joining, Alan. We always appreciate taking the time off. I feel like I'm competing against Toronto Maple Leafs, Oilers and Winnipeg Jets when somebody says, I was watching the hockey match and I'm working. Like, oh wow, look at me, Mr. Big Shot, competing with the big hockey juggernauts. Living in my Delulu. That would be insane to think that at some point in life, if like our videos, our tiny little live streams ever get that many people, that would be crazy. But yeah, man, who knows? Life has done weirder, wilder things. If that ever actually ends up happening, imagine us doing like a I love fried chicken and NHL hockey. Diva, that one thing we definitely have in common is we both love fried chicken. Probably both love Connor McDavid. I mean, again, that man is ridiculous. Again, I don't really watch hockey, but Connor McDavid, wow, that is a cutesy patootsy guy. Like, I know Toronto gays gag over Austin Matthews. I'm like, did Austin Matthews ever play in the finals of Stanley Cup? Never, Diva, never. Connor McDavid did. So hats off to Connor McDavid. I don't know why this channel will slowly transition into a Connor McDavid appreciation video channel at some point, because Jesus Christ, that man is hot. I mean, that man is talented. His physical beauty has nothing to do with me appreciating that guy, but yeah, he actually has a cutie patootie wife too. West End. I would love to say go Canucks, but they're not actually playing in the second round. Yeah, our home team finally, in a miraculous way, Leafs have made it to the second round. But trust me on this, they will never win Stanley Cup. It hasn't happened in 50 plus years, and everybody in Toronto tells us if Maple Leafs are in the finals of Stanley Cup, find a shelter, run for the hills, because apocalypse is down on us. Because it is a true and tested Toronto myth that if Toronto Maple Leafs ever wins the Stanley Cup, that will be the end of the planet. That will be the end of planet Earth as we know it. That is a known, true Toronto myth. So, if the Maple Leafs ever make it to the finals of Stanley Cup, it is advised that everybody should run towards the hills, because the end of days is here. Ooh, Starling, that sounds like an awesome thing. What a view you must have. Spectacular. What a lovely day. What a nice view. How long does it take to trek all the way up on the top of this mountain, Starling? I'm gagged to know. Grouse grind takes 90 minutes. Okay. I would have thought it would take much longer. But I guess if you're used to doing it over and over, probably will have the stamina to do it fast enough. I think for a noob like me who has never done it before, it probably take much longer. I mean, if I actually ever make it to the top. There's a lot of ifs and buts involved. Alan, again, the two cities in Canada that I love to call home, Toronto and Vancouver, I do not believe either one of them is ever gonna win Stanley Cup. And I don't know why, because both seem to spend a lot of money on those teams. But that is, you're not the first person to say it. There's a lot of people who agree with your sentiment. Again, not a hockey nerd in any way, shape or form, but those are conversations you have or you hear in the passing and you chuckle at yourself. I'm like, wow, it's an expensive match, and like I assume the CEO of any of those teams makes a pretty penny. Hadden Maritime Museum. Unfortunately, the ferry isn't running from Aquatic Center or Granville Island down here. That would have made this trip much easier. There's another little beach. The Vancouver Maritime Museum. Jerome, what's the name of this beach again? I totally forget. Okay, here's the plaque. Okay, another plaque for Vancouver Maritime Museum. What a beautiful day. I'm gonna walk in the grass. The crunchiness of the rocks is slightly annoying. The grass feels a little bit more calm. Let's see if we can make it to sunset. Well, we're almost there before the sun actually sets. I'm gonna let that point go for another day. We've been here before. Teatotaler Beach. Yeah, thank you, Nick. Or should we just wait? No, I think I can make it. That might just be arrogance that I can make it to Kitts Beach by sunset. But let's give it a shot. Next is Hadden Beach. So walk up the path. I wonder where that name came from. Teatotaler Beach. Oh wow, yeah. Thank you for that piece of information, Jerome. Appreciate. walking towards Kids Beach. It's a bougie strip of Kitsilano homes. I don't remember all the names, but back in the days when I used to scooter my way to and from UBC, I've seen quite a few famous people in this part of town. They just stay hidden away, and you know what? Everybody just lets people be, famous people be, just themselves, away from glaring eyes. Is there a tiny little drum circle going on somewhere? I hear it, I don't see it. Oh no, some just guy practicing his drums. Yeah, I see the beach already. Vancouver Canucks team is for sale. Diva. I don't know who will buy it. Maybe instead of buying a foreign British team or something, or trying to buy Ottawa Senators, maybe Ryan Reynolds will pull his money and actually buy Canucks or something with his rich buddies. Who knows? That's so cute and chill. Finally down to Kids Beach on our Beaches of Vancouver live stream. Started off at 2nd, 3rd beach, made our way through English Bay and Sunset Beach, and now we are in Kids Beach. And of course, as usual, the Latinos are having the time of their lives. They always know how to have a good time. Appreciate that about Latinos. If you hear some Spanish music playing and a great barbecue, you know the Latinos are around having the time of their lives. Super appreciate. And here's Kids Beach, just in the nick of time for sunset. Oh wow, Kids Beach is actually busier than English Bay. This is funny. Again, Kids Beach is a little bit more local than touristy, and with the University of British Columbia being that close, a lot of people do come down here to chill out. And we have like a baseball, handball and basketball courts, so there's a lot of athleticism going around in this nook of town. There's the basketball courts. And whatever the heck these boys are playing, they're hitting a ball down on a net and the ball is bouncing back. Sounds like the most interesting, dullest game, but Slay Queen. There's a look at the sunset and the horizon. Slay brown people. Spike ball. Hey Daniel, welcome to the stream. Fun game. The only sport that I'm intrigued by here is of course the competitive barbecuing. I don't think that's a competitive sport, but I love the fact that people are doing with a lot of jolly. I would be super delighted if somebody invited me and be like, hey, random person with camera, eat some barbecue with us. And I would like, slay queen, yes, this is my people. I found my crowd. Not a lot of competition going on. Definitely a good time. Kitsilano Beach. Down here, beaches of Vancouver live stream. Jerome says he wants to watch the sunset. Okay, Diva, let me sit down and let's watch the sunset. It's kind of dirty and I am wearing white pants, but whatever. Let's brave it together. There's a sunset. The sun decided to hide behind clouds, but hey, Diva, it is what it is. At least we're here. We made it. We started off somewhere way back there around Stanley Park. Okay, sorry, Diva. Here you go, sunset.
Whatever it is, I don't know.
What a beautiful, beautiful sunset indeed.
Yeah, well, there was a pool.
Cute POV.
They used to run lessons here, but they haven't in 5 years, so hopefully this will be. So I started an organization a couple years ago called Kitsilano, which is an advocacy group for the pool. So I was involved in aquatics planning for the city as a volunteer, as like a parent. So then I got involved, and then I started this organization. We were advocating to get the pool open longer for the union. And then the pool got damaged, and that never happened. And then now they're committed to rebuild it. So I meet with the Parks Board every couple of months. They should let us know. And then right then, rebuild the pool. So meeting with the architect for the pool next project. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to sell this idea to the city to use Bitcoin miners in the pool, which is a fairly complicated idea. But anyways, if they use Bitcoin miners in the pool, they can keep the pool all year hot, and they can make like $1 million a year on Bitcoin. Win, right? we get a pool for the whole year, and it would be amazing.
By the way, Divas, if you're enjoying the stream, don't hesitate to hit that like button, share it with your buds, comment down below, even if you're watching a recording of it years from now. And of course, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Every bit matters. Hit that bell button so you get a notification whenever I'm live. And of course, you can also support this channel by sending me a super chat or a super sticker while the stream is on. And of course, if you're watching a recording, you can send us a super thanks. That's the little heart button with the $sign. That's always appreciated. Hey Maldo, welcome, welcome. Good morning from France. Good evening from Vancouver, Maldo. Just watching the sunset at Kitts Beach. See Maldo, we are sending the sun your way. The sun has done its job for the day. It's done. Diva's heading home or wherever. And you guys are waking up to a brand new day.
It's so ridiculous. There's so many things.
It is.
You know, he owns this really big company. He's pretty like different kind of guy. It's the same thing with. It's the same thing.
Okay, Divas. Thank you, Maldo. I'm gonna end the stream now. This was a Beaches of Vancouver live stream. Started off at Second Beach, then we saw Third Beach, English Bay, Sunset Beach, then we crossed over Falls Creek, and then we finally saw Kitts Beach. Thank you for watching this. Appreciate every last one of you, and hope you all have a lovely night or a lovely day in Maldo's case. Until next time, folks. Bye bye. Padam, 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 padam.